Really? Hi, I'm Jess Ann, and this is the very first episode of Sweet Shambles, and I have no idea what I'm doing. Hi there, this is Jess Ann, and welcome to the very first episode of Sweet Shambles, where we're making Sloe Gin Fizz cupcakes. That involves Sloe Gin, Fizz, and cupcakes. Yay! So, let's get started, shall we? First, the ingredients you need. 1/2 cup butter, 2/3 cup sugar, 2 eggs, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 teaspoon of lemon extract. I mixed mine together because whatever. 1 large lemon zest, 1.5 cups flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 cup of Sloe Gin, and 1/4 cup of milk. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Your first step is to cream the butter and the sugar together, which is why I put the sugar in the giant bowl and not the flour. Because your whole mixture is going to go in here eventually, so put the sugar in the biggest bowl. If you're fancy like me, you have a mixer. But if not, get those arm muscles working. I don't have any arm muscles because I have a mixer. But get those arm muscles working and get to beating the sugar and the butter. Nothing else. I like to take the paper off my butter before I cream it with the sugar. Next step, add the eggs. A lot of recipes tell you to add each egg separately and then beat them after each egg, but I've never actually found a benefit to doing that, so I always just add my eggs, lump them on there, then whip them up or beat them up depending on if my mixer is working that day or not. Plop. Plop. Break the yolk up. Do a little bit of mixing. Adding the vanilla and the lemon extract. Beat that in. Well, wasn't that simple. Adding the lemon zest. Maybe. Alright, now if you've never zested a lemon before, it's a lot of fun. And that's a lie. It's not that hard. It's not that easy. It's just a pain in the rear. And you need the right tools. The proper tool! I think this is some sort of a grater, cheese slicer slash zester combination. I got it at the Dollar Tree. Love that place. You take the zester, you take the lemon rind, and scrape. Preferably over a bowl. And you want to zest your lemon as much as you can. Alright, once your lemon is looking nice and naked, go ahead and save that for your drink later, or your water, or whatever. Get all that excess rind off the back, or that zest as they like to call it in cooking whatever circles. Beat the crud out of the zester, throw that in the sink, and mix. Next, add the baking powder and the salt. And part of the flour mixture. We're going to alternate mixing that with our milk, which we don't have, and our Sloe Gin. Alright, now a little Sloe Gin. And you alternate the dry and the liquid so that it's not a beast to mix. Most recipes tell you to scrape down the bowl. I just like to turn the bowl as I see, you know, dry stuff that needs mixed in. But I don't really worry about scraping it until the very end and I've added my very last thing. And now some milk. Milk does the body good. Also makes the cupcake moist. Yay! Now's the time I scrape and get the rest of the egg off of my thing. I think ours needs a little bit more liquid. It's tasting really dry and cakey. And since I'm not getting a Sloe Gin flavor or the lemon flavor, I'm going to add a little bit of Sloe Gin. I'm going to add some lemon juice. Right? Brilliant. Sloe Gin? Just kidding, this stuff's gross by itself. Maybe another quarter of a cup, maybe an eighth. We'll see. I'm going to measure out a quarter and then pour half of it in. As for the lemon, we're going to cut it in half using my mini Santoku knife from Cupcake. I don't have a proper one to cut it, so I'm just going to cut it like this, and the people at Cupcake are going to yell at me later. That's okay. I'm a pro, so I can do it just in my hand. Look at that. Ah. Before I mix it, I'm going to take all the lemon seeds that fell out of my lemon and into my mixture out. Still a bit thick, so I'm going to add the rest of the Sloe Gin. I don't know what it is, they still taste cakey, and I'm not adding more liquid to it because it's really runny right now. Runnier than a cupcake probably should be. So I'm just gonna go with it. First step in putting cupcakes into cups, line your baking sheet. I have these nifty little silicone liners that are reusable. They're safe to put in the oven. And if you have extra, they're great for little measurements, like your salt. Like I put my salt in the red one earlier. They're wonderful. I love them. Also got them at the Dollar Tree. By the end of the first season, you will wonder if I shop anywhere else. The answer is yes, I also shop at the liquor store. Now this recipe only makes 12. So you only need one cookie sheet, or one cupcake sheet. Fill them up about 3/4 of the way full. Pop your cupcakes into the oven. Yum! We're gonna leave our cupcakes in there for about 15 to 18 minutes, and then when they come out, we're gonna make some frosting so that while they're cooling, we're making the frosting, and then when they're cool, we can frost them. Nifty how science works. After about 15 minutes, check your cupcakes. How you do that is just take a fork or a toothpick, something pointy, shove it to the top of the cupcake, and pull it out. If it comes out clean, yay, your cupcakes are done. If not, if it comes out like this, those cupcakes aren't done. You gotta wait some more. I suggest about 3 minutes. Come on back, check them out, see how they look. It really all depends on how much junk you have on your pointy thing. Once your pointy things come out of your cupcakes clean, they're done. Take them out of the oven and send them somewhere to cool off. Now, if you're like me and used all of the batter on 12 cupcakes, Your cupcakes are about that big. Nice poofy things. Make sure, if you're setting your cupcakes on top of the oven, that your oven's off, so they actually have a chance to cool. And I have sad news for you if you followed the recipe I gave in the video. They taste a little cakey. If you like dry, cakey cupcakes though, this one's for you. If not, take a little bit of flour out. Alright, now we're gonna make the fizzy part of the cupcakes, or as I like to call it, frosting. Now, to get the fizz in a Sloe fizz, instead of using soda or anything like that, we used Pop Rocks. Make it easy peasy, can't screw it uppy cream cheese frosting. Why? Because I hate buttermilk. Alright, ingredients you need. Pop Rocks, cream cheese from the Dollar Tree, and powdered sugar. First we're going to add our cream cheese. If you're doing more than like 12 cupcakes, you really need a whole thing of cream cheese, but since we're just doing 12 cupcakes, I'm going to use about half of this, half a block, which is about 4 ounces. Basically, you're going to add powdered sugar to taste. The rule is equal parts. So 4 ounces of cream cheese, 4 ounces of powdered sugar, 4 ounces is half a cup of powdered sugar. So we're going to start with a little under a half because I don't like my frosting as sweet as most people. The Pop Rocks. We're just going to add these to taste. First we're going to get the cream cheese in there and we're just going to break it up a little bit using our second favorite spatula. Powdered sugar, and I never actually measure my powdered sugar out. I just kind of do it to taste. And you can do the same thing. I just had the Pop Rocks. And once you're done making your frosting, find a cupcake and spread it on there. I ended up adding most of the juice from the other lemon and a little bit of Sloe for coloring and liquid to kind of cohese it all together because I forgot you're normally supposed to use vanilla. But I want to use vanilla because it's a Sloe fizz. And it's best to add the Pop Rocks just before you frost the cupcakes, just before you serve them, because the Pop Rocks are going mad behind me from all the liquid in the frosting mixture. And then we're going to take some more Pop Rocks and kind of put them on top just before you serve them. And that adds the whole fizz. You're going to take your cool cupcake, make sure it's nice and cool, otherwise your frosting is not going to look good, it's going to melt, it's going to be crappy. You're going to hate it and life. Just take that, frost it, we're going to add some Pop Rocks on top, and then we're going to eat it. Some people like to pipe their frosting, some people just like to take a knife and just shove it on there. I like my Cutco spatula spreader. Take an appropriate amount of frosting, spread it on your cupcake, take out any lemon seeds you might find, take some more Pop Rocks, sprinkle them on top, listen to the sizzle, and enjoy! Yes. Overall, I think my recipe, the cupcakes came out a little on the dry side, and they didn't really taste like Sloe. Like, you got the lemon flavor, and you got the Pop Rocks, but you didn't get the Sloe. So I would take out like a quarter, maybe even a half cup. No. That's what I did. I added 2 cups of flour. Measure twice, mix once. So I would take out a half a cup of flour and add just a little bit more Sloe in there. Oil and Lilu kills it again.